Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the Fremennik province task system. In this video today, we'll be focusing on the hard tasks. Now, before we go through the actual tasks themselves, we're going to go over a few things which are the requirements and items needed to complete the tasks. So first of all, these quest requirements are needed. So you need to have completed Lunar Diplomacy, Royal Trouble and the Firemaking Trials quests. And as for skills, you will need level 65 magic, level 60 mining, level 55 fishing, level 54 woodcutting, level 52, even though 61 is needed to start Lunar Diplomacy, so you'll have that anyway, level 52 firemaking, level 50 defense, and either 50 ranged or 50 magic for the armour-wearing task, which I'll explain a bit further on. 35 strength. A high combat level is recommended to be able to kill a mithril dragon, which we'll go on about a little bit later. Level 35 agility, and obviously a fairly decent combat level in order to defeat the mithril dragon, as I said. And level 35 agility. So that's it for the requirements. Now onto the items. You'll need equipment to kill 3 level 74 or 92 Dagonoths, as well as a level 160 mithril dragon. You'll need either rockshell armour, spined armour or skeletal armour. Just note that you only need the helmet, body and legs. Spined armour is currently the cheapest on the Grand Exchange, but be careful when purchasing as it doesn't buy immediately. Now obviously that's what I mentioned a few moments ago about the level requirements. So I believe spined armour requires the ranged level that I told you about, and obviously the skeletal armour and the rockshell armour. So the spined armour requires 50 range, and I believe one of the other two requires the level 50 magic, so just be careful buying them in case you don't have 50 ranged. You'll need any pickaxe and any hatchet that should be on your tool belt. You'll need either chewed bones or mangled bones. Now I'll tell you how to get those during the actual tasks themselves, as we need to go down to the mithril dragon dungeon anyway. You'll need some arctic pine logs, a tinderbox, the one in the tool belt should be fine, runes for the bake pie spell, which is 1 astral rune, 5 fire runes and 4 water runes. Any uncooked pie, and also coins to be able to pay your followers in the miscellaneous island management. So, I obviously spoke about the mithril dragons a few moments ago, so obviously they're quite high combat level. Now mithril dragons are weak to magic spells, particularly earth spells, so I would recommend going with a magic setup just in case. Obviously you haven't fought them before. You should be able to have enough strength in order to defeat one of them as long as you follow that sort of guide. So what you'll need is the best magic armour you can use. You'll need a dragonfire shield to protect against the dragonfire, and also an anti-fire potion would come in handy, so you'll completely negate any dragonfire damage done to you. Obviously a wand, because you'll be using your other hand for the shield, so obviously the best magic wand, and obviously the best earth spell that you can cast, so obviously plenty of air and earth runes in order to do that. So as long as you do that, and obviously use any relevant predators to support you, and some food, you should be able to take care of the mithril dragons fairly easy, and you only need to kill the one, so don't worry about that too much, and we'll talk about that a bit later on in the guide. Anyways, that's it for the requirements and items. Now onto the tasks themselves. So these tasks can be done in any particular order. You don't have to follow the order that I actually go in. The only reason I do this order is it's easier to complete this as one set, in case you've never done any of these tasks before. On that note, you may have already completed some of these tasks by doing the different activities across Runescape, so it may not come up with a pop-up message saying you completed a task. So what I would recommend is just check that you've completed any of the tasks before by going to the Heroes tab, which is the helm with the horns icon, choose achievements, and then from the drop down menu select Fremennik and see if any of the hard tasks have a gold tick next to them, and if they do, you've already completed that task before. Anyways, enough about that, now on to the actual task. So we are currently at the Fremennik province lodestone, which can be accessed via the lodestone network. And the first task we're going to complete is called Dress to Impress, and that is to wear either rockshell, spined or skeletal armour, and have the locals use an honorific with your Fremennik name. So as I said at the beginning part of this video, it depends on what level you are and obviously what you decide to buy, but the core 3 components of the full set are the helmet, body and legs, and are needed in order to complete this task. So what you want to do is head into the town of Relica with the relevant armour in your inventory. Then what you want to do is equip the 3 pieces of the same set, and then simply speak to any local in Relica. It can be anyone, it can either be just a standard civilian or anyone, the actual people you can talk to, like the ones in the Fremennik trials. And when you talk to them, they should have another little name as well as your Fremennik name that appears, and then once you've gone through any dialogue with them, it should come up with task being complete. The next task is called Runes on the Moon, and that's to mine pure essence on Lunar Isle, and this obviously requires Lunar Diplomacy completed. So we should be able to complete to the Lunar Isle lodestone via the lodestone network. Once you arrive, you then want to head to the Lunar Mines, which is on the northern part of the island near where all the Shugars are, and there's a little hut that you can climb down into. Once you're in the actual mines, head over into this direction here and you'll find there is some pure essence, and then what you want to do is mine a piece of pure essence, and once you've obtained that, the task will be complete. So the next task is called Easy as Pie, and that is to bake a pie using lunar magic. Now this requires 65 magic and you need to be on the lunar spellbook. Now obviously because we're on Lunar Isle, we can go and change our spellbook if needed. You guys may already have the lunar spellbook activated. In that case you won't need to really worry too much. But either way, to change your spellbook to the lunar one, you want to head to where the Omniromancer is, who's on the southern part of Lunar Isle. So you want to teleport back to the lunar lodestone and then head in that direction, and then if you choose to pray at the altar where you normally can craft astral altars, you'll change your spellbook over to the lunar one, and then we'll be able to use the spells with the relevant runes and level. So there should be the bake pie spell in the book. Click that and then click the pie that you're going to bake, and then obviously once you've successfully cast the spell and baked the pie, the task will be complete. The next task is called the Graceful Barbarian, and that's to complete the Barbarian Outpost Agility course. So in order to access the Barbarian Outpost Agility course, you need level 35 Agility, and you must also have completed the Bar Crawl mini quest, which you guys should have completed in order to do any of the quest requirements anyway. Now the quickest way to get to the Barbarian Outpost is to use the Games Necklace, which I don't remember if I mentioned at the beginning of the video or not, so if I haven't, do apologise. That Games Necklaces are pretty easy to get from the Grand Exchange if you don't have one on you. So teleport to the Barbarian Outpost or just walk there, whatever's quicker, and I'll speak to you in a minute. So once you're at the Barbarian Outpost, you'll find the Agility course over in this direction. Literally all you need to do is complete the Agility course itself. If you fall off a couple of times, it doesn't matter, you should be able to continue on the course, and what you need to do is do one complete lap of the Agility course, and then once you've done that, the task will be complete. So next task is called How to Maim Your Dragon, and that's to kill a mithril dragon. Now this requires you to have completed the Firemaking section of the Barbarian training, otherwise you can't go in the whirlpool. If you haven't completed all the Barbarian training, just speak to Otto about the Firemaking part and just follow the instructions. It's about like basically using a bow to light some logs on fire, that kind of thing really, and eventually he'll grant you access to the whirlpool. So obviously, in order to access the mithril dragons, we need to dive into the whirlpool, which is near the Barbarian Outpost area, and then you want to navigate through the dungeons to reach the mithril dragons. Now as I said at the beginning part of the video, the mithril dragon is very weak to earth spells, so obviously that is the main recommendation in order to take one of these down quickly. So obviously make sure you got your best magic set up with Dragonfire Shield and wands, with your best earth spell and plenty of runes for that. Obviously Dragonfire Potion to protect against against the dragon fire fully, plenty of food, and obviously any prayer potions if you think you need it. But obviously you're only taking the one out, so you should be able to dispatch of it quite quickly. So when you're ready, dive into the whirlpool and then navigate through the dungeon until you go past some brutal green dragons, and there should be a staircase leading up. As soon as you click that staircase, you'll be on the same platform as one of the mithril dragons, and you want to try and take that down as quick as you can. So the mithril dragon should hopefully not be too difficult for you to be able to defeat. You've only got to really kill one of them, so don't worry too much. Obviously just the main thing is obviously using all the dragon fire potions with the shield, so you don't have to worry about that, and obviously use any protection prayers if needed. Now hopefully when you eventually do kill the mithril dragon, he'll drop some chewed bones, as you do need that for the next task. If any reason he doesn't obtain chewed bones though, don't worry too much, we will be able to obtain some different bones in the dungeon. But either way, once the mithril dragon's dead, the task will be complete. So the next task is called Pyre at Will, and that's to make a barbarian pyre ship from Arctic pine logs. Now this will also require you to have either chewed bones or mangled bones. Now chewed bones obviously you can get from mithril dragons, and hopefully you might have got one of them as a drop. If not, you can obtain some mangled bones in the dungeon. So on the ground floor of the dungeon near the water fiends, there are some barbarian angry spirits. Now they drop mangled bones very commonly, so what you want to do is basically keep killing them until one of them drops the mangled bones, and then obviously we can then get out of the actual dungeon and head to where we need to go. So the pyre area is west of the whirlpool, which is obviously where we entered this dungeon in the first place, so you can either teleport to a nearby lodestone and head back to the outpost, or if you've got the game's necklace you can teleport to the barbarian outpost. Either way, you want to head near where Otto and the barbarian training is for where the pyre spot is, and I'll speak to you in a moment. So once you're near the pyre spot, you then want to click to begin crafting a pyre ship. Your character will automatically use your Arctic pine logs you have with you, will add the bones and then light it and push it into the water. Now if it was mangled bones, a level 106 ferocious barbarian spirit will appear. If it was chewed bones, you'll just get a item straight away. But either way, once you have created a pyre ship successfully, the task will then be complete. The next task is called Fish Fingers, and that's to catch a tuna without a harpoon. So this requires you to have completed the bare-handed section of the barbarian training. So the best way to go catch tuna is to teleport to the Catherby lodestone via the lodestone network, and there's a huge fishing area near the beach, and there's some spots to be able to choose the harpoon option, but obviously instead of a harpoon your character will automatically start doing the barbarian training method, and as soon as you successfully catch a tuna without your harpoon, the task will be complete. The final task is a periodic table, and that's to get mahogany from your Etceterian subjects, which requires you to do the island management. Now hopefully most of you guys already do the island management since you completed Royal Trouble, otherwise this task might be a little bit longer than it needs to be. So you'll need sufficient coins and approval rating in order to obtain mahogany from your subjects. However, if you use the island management frequently, you'll be able to do this task pretty quickly. So either way, what you want to do is head to the island of Miscellanea, so you can either use the Ring of Wealth to use the teleport option to go to Miscellanea, or go to Relica and take the ship from there to Miscellanea. But either way, I'll speak to you in a minute. Now if you've never done the island management, like mini game, activity, money making method, whatever you want to call it, you'll need to do some things first. So what you'll need to do is go and increase your approval rating by helping out the followers on the island by either chopping wood, mining coal, etc. in order to get it high enough. And you're also going to need some coins in order to get the workers working for you. Now if you obviously do the island management quite a fair bit, you don't need to worry about that and can head straight to Advisor Grim, where you normally would collect your resources. Those of you who still need to get your approval rating up, obviously wait until it's sufficient and then do the same. So when you're at Advisor Grim, if you guys have never done the island management before, what you need to do is right click him and choose manage, and it will come up with a little interface where you can deposit some coins. You'll need a minimum of 35,000, I believe, sorry, not 35,000, 38,000 to be able to get 1 day's worth of yield. And what you'll need to do, it will come up with an interface saying where your workers are and where you want to basically get them to work. So you'll see the section where there is mahogany, and basically you need to make sure that there's some people working on mahogany by using the arrows to increase the amount. And then what you'll need to do in 24 hours after setting this, your islanders should have then obtained you some mahogany resources, and then once you've claimed them from Advisor Grim, the task will be complete. Now those of you who do this very often and haven't collected your resources as of yet, you can do this very quickly. So this is what you need to do so you don't have to wait 24 hours to get more resources. So if your kingdom already has resources which you have not collected, talk to Advisor Grim and it will ask if you wish to see what your subjects have collected. You want to select no. Then what you want to do is adjust your settings so you have workers collecting mahogany logs. You only need to increase the meter by 1, so don't worry about it being a full bar, and then close the screen. Then if you start up a new conversation with Advisor Grim and this time ask to see what they've collected, you'll now have mahogany logs. So if you're like me, normally I have my workers obtaining coal and herbs, so instead of getting just coal and herbs as my rewards, I've obviously adjusted the settings so then when I store my rewards I might have got less like coal or less herbs than normal, but I also would have got some mahogany logs so I can then complete the task, and then it just avoids you having to wait. So there we are. Sorry that was a bit of a lengthy explanation, but obviously there's going to be two types of people listening to this: those who have done the island management and those who haven't. So obviously the method for completing this task would have been different for each of you. Either way, once you've obtained mahogany log from your island subjects, the task will be complete. So, if that was the final task you need to complete it would have come up with a message saying you've completed all the hard tasks and to speak to the relevant person to get your rewards. If for any reason it didn't come up with that message, it could be either A, you clicked through the message box too quickly and didn't see it, or B, you haven't completed a certain task correctly. So what I would do is just go back to the hero tab and choose achievements and check what tasks have got a gold tick next to them. If they all have, it's all fine, you can go speak to the person to get your rewards. If they haven't all got a gold tick, it means you didn't complete that specific task correctly and we'll have to go about redoing that. Either way, hopefully that's not the case, so we can now go speak to Advisor Grim on Miscellanea to claim our reward. So that's why I did the island management as the last task, so we're in the same room. So yeah, you want to speak to him about the achievement task in order to get the rewards. So Advisor Grim will congratulate you and give you the relevant rewards for the hard tasks. So well done guys, that's obviously all the Fremennik province hard tasks completed. You would have now got the following rewards. You would have been given an antique lamp which will grant you 15,000 experience in any skill over level 50. The Fremennik sea boots free with the following additional benefits. So obviously all the previous benefits will obviously still be in place and you'll now get these extra ones. So Advisor Grim will buy unnoted flat pack furniture for 10% of the store price of materials and will deposit the money to the miscellanean treasury. The ability to change the Liar teleport to Waterbirth Island by speaking to Olaf the Bard. Fremennik citizens will use the Farstrider name and the ability to switch the lunar spells at the Cardorn Grimoire in Prifdinas. So there we go, that's obviously all the tasks completed. The main sort of handy reward from the Fremennik boots upgrade is the one with Advisor Grim. So if you obviously do a lot of construction training, normally that involves you making flat pack furniture, which generally doesn't get you much money on the Grand Exchange. So what you can do now, and obviously this is bearing in mind you actually do the island management activity, you can just give them to Advisor Grim who will then put the coins in your coffers. So probably long term that'll make it more profitable than what it would be selling on the Grand Exchange. But overall, obviously pretty standard rewards for the antique lamp and that, and obviously the main bit will be able to now do the elite tasks, which will get you even better rewards once you have the requirements to do that. On that note, once I have the requirements to do the elite tasks, the guide for that will be in the video description below, so make sure you check that out if you need it. But yeah, I don't think you'll run into problems following my guide. However, if you do get stuck, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best as I can. If not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Thanks for watching everyone. Bye bye.